And let's see how our back is feeling today. And we'll roll down and start some deep breaths. And feel what's touching on the mat. So just gently look up to the ceiling and feel the toes lengthening and the hips pressing down, the shoulder blades, the head. And then we're going to reach the arms up out to the side and lengthen, and then all the way out as we reach them down. And let's do a few more. Feel free to move your spine and listen to your body as always. And it's amazing that right away we feel longer. Just doing a few of these makes a difference. And let's add on. So the next time we're going to slowly lift the hips up as we reach the arms up, either out in angel arms or straight up over the chest. And let's go up and down. And let's do 2 more times. And the next time we're going to hold ourselves up and take a few breaths and press the feet down so the hips lift up higher, and 3 more breaths. And then let's slowly lower the back down, hands behind our head. And let's start with the right knee to the left elbow. And do a few of these. Each time we're putting the elbow back down, so we're getting the full range of motion. And as you exhale and bring the leg up with the elbow, feel what's stretching. You know, the hip, the side, the shoulder. And let's do a couple more. And 1 more time to each leg. And then both knees up. We're going to do regular crunches. And elbows are wide. And 2 more. And then we're going to bring the legs straight up and reach the arms up. And then arms over the head as the feet come down. And let's do a few of these. Notice how the shoulder blades press down as we lift up. So they're stabilizing us. And let's do a couple more. And last one. And then we're going to reach the arms up, and let's take our knees over to the right and reach the left arm out and breathe. Just gently open up the chest and the shoulder. And let's take one more breath. And let's take the legs over to the other side. Left arm up over our head, right arm out to the side, and breathe. And just release the shoulders. And one more breath. And let's come back to the center. And we're going to take the elbows over the chest and squeeze the forearms together, and then open the elbows all the way out. Let's do a few of these slowly. Notice what you're feeling in your body. Let's do one more. And then hands behind our head again. And we're going to do regular little bicycles, so elbow to knee. Stretch the leg out. And a few more. And then last one. And we're going to put our feet down. And now we're going to lift the hips up. And let's put the block underneath us, underneath the sacrum, and feel the difference. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders down. Let's take a few breaths here. Feel the tingling in your body, the circulation of energy. Now let's lift the legs straight up, and we're going to point and flex the feet. Make some circles with the feet. And circle in the opposite direction. And then open the legs out and slowly in as we press the hips down. And one more. And now we're going to point the toes, make big circles with the legs. Feel the lengthening. We're pointing the toes. And let's go in the opposite direction as we circle, pointing the toes. Feel the difference when we're lengthening the legs, when the toes are pointed, different muscles. One more. And now we're going to put our left foot down, and we're going to do our little half happy baby. So even if you just, it's harder on the block rather than the ball, so you could just bring hug the right thigh closer to the chest. You're going to get a nice stretch in the right hip. Press the left foot down. Now let's cross the right foot over the left thigh, and we're going to lift and lower the leg 10 times. And two more. And let's uncross our legs, and we're gonna do the other leg. So hugging the left thigh in as you press your right foot down. Start that initial stretch through the glutes and the hip. Now let's cross the left foot over the right thigh and lift and lower 10 times. This even gets the hip flexor. So that's a help when we're strengthening our hips. And then 2 more. And then let's uncross the legs. We're going to see if we can lift up off of the block a little bit and take 3 breaths, stretching the spine. And let's take the block out. And we're going to put the block between the knees or the thighs and press the hips up as you squeeze the block in. So we're going to do a few of these. Notice what's going on with your back. We're taking the navel to the spine. And let's do a few more. So this is a great pelvic floor exercise too. And 2 more. And then hips down. Let's still squeeze the block, but we're going to lift the legs straight up. And flex the feet, arms out to the side in a T. Let's take the legs all the way down to the right. So we're going to do a bigger spinal twist. And take the right hand on top of the left thigh, lengthen to the left with your upper body, and breathe. And 2 more breaths. And let's bend the legs. We're going to come back up to the center. Straighten them out again up toward the ceiling and bring them down to the left. Stretch the right arm out to the right, left hand on the top of the right leg, and breathe. So these diagonal stretches really helping our body out. Better circulation, energy flow. And then let's release that and bend the knees, and we're going to come back to the center, and let's hug the chest in, so lifting the chest up to the thighs, and then feet down to the mat. We're going to lift the hips up again, squeezing the blocks. 3 breaths. And then let's lower the back down and take a couple of breaths here. Just feel. Feel the flow of your breath in your belly and the ribs and the upper chest. We're going to put our hands on the low ribs. So our lungs are right underneath there, breathing into the lower lungs. And a couple more slow breaths. And now we're going to take our arms down. Let's move the block. So we're going to roll over to the side and let's sit up. And we're going to sit in pretzel on our block. So right leg in front of us and left leg behind if your knee will allow you to do that, and just sit for a second. Let's bring our hands to our heart and close our eyes. Notice how your body is just releasing, just like this. We're not doing anything. Now we're going to open our eyes and twist to the right. And we're going to lift that left hip up and come into a deeper twist and breathe. Now let's bring the right forearm down as we're doing this and stretch the left leg out just so you feel like you can kind of balance on this block. And then bring the left arm over your head and breathe. Feel that nice side stretch. And a couple more breaths. And start to turn toward the right as that stretch will allow. And let's gently come to the center, hinging from the hips. And we're releasing with each exhale. And last deep breath. And let's come back up. And we're going to cross, before we go to the other side, we're going to cross the left leg over the right leg and twist to the left. And either hold the leg or you can reach your elbow across, whatever's comfortable. We're lengthening the spine and twisting and breathing. And one more breath. Really good. So we're going to pretzel on the other side and take our left leg in front, right leg behind. And again, we're just going to close our eyes, hands to our heart, and breathe. Feel what's happening inside of your body. And then let's open our eyes. We're going to twist to the left and allow that right hip to come up. So you can find a deeper twist in the mid-back. And then we're going to take the left forearm down and reach the right arm over. Adjust your right leg so it's comfortable. And let the head just lengthen here. Release and breathe. You're going to feel that inner movement in your body. Just go with it. And start to face the mat with your chest wherever you're comfortable to find a deeper stretch. And now we're going to hinge forward, walking our arms forward and taking a few breaths. And one more breath. And we're sitting up. And now we're going to cross the right leg over the left leg and twist to the right and breathe. Feel how the belly is lengthening. So this is allowing the inner organs to squeeze and release for better health. And one more breath. And then let's uncross our legs. So we're going to put our feet down, maybe a little wider, to reach through the legs and stretch the back. And do a few cat-cows here. Easy does it, lengthening the spine and releasing. Following your breath. And let's do one more. And we're going to come on up and walk the feet and the legs together. And let's lengthen forward. So hugging the shins as you squeeze the legs together. It's a slightly different stretch in the back. Notice the stretch along the spine. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then we're going to release that and bring the legs into butterfly. So we've done this many times. We're going to press the feet together, put our hands down behind us so you feel safe and comfortable. Bring the knees up and then out slowly. And you don't even have to, if you don't want to use that, you could bring your hands to your heart. Feel what's going on. So we're strengthening the inner leg and the outer leg as we sit up tall. Feel the evenness in each leg and hip. And let's do one more. And just let the legs come out a little bit farther. Hands in front of us and forward fold. Hinging forward 3 breaths. And then let's come on up and let's sit cross-legged, easy does it, and twist to the right and breathe. And then over to the left. And back to the center. And let's come off of our block. And we're going to come down to our belly, so you could move the block out of the way. And let's come down all the way on our belly with our arms over our head. And feel that lengthening now in the spine. So it's kind of like ropes are being released as you walk your fingers away from you and roll the shoulders down. Let's bend the right leg and we're going to roll on our back so that our right foot is down and our arms are over our head. And feel this lengthening in the shoulder blades. And then let's roll back on our belly and bring the right leg down. Left leg bends, we're rolling over to our back. So our left foot is down, arms over our head. And let's come back on our belly. Release both legs down. And then we're going to come into our Sphinx pose. And roll the shoulders down. Just feel the back muscles. Feel that cat-cow movement in your spine as it lengthens. And let's come into our half-arm plank, walking the legs closer together. And then come into child's pose. And press the hips back. And downward dog. Let's lift the hips up. And take a couple more breaths. You can press one heel down in the other, or just hold and breathe. And then let's walk to the top of our mat. We're going to hang like a rag doll. Feel how the head can hang and shake the head, yes and no. And we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time and reach the arms out and up. Hands to our heart. Twist the upper body to the right and then to the left. Back to the center. And let's lift the right knee up and do a few can-cans. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and put the right foot down, left knee up. Can-can, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left foot down. Let's reach the arms up over our head. We're going to come up on our toes. And then down on the heels, forward fold. Let's step our right leg back to a lunge and just hold for a couple of breaths to lengthen. Step back, downward dog. Right leg lifts up. Step the leg forward and the left. Let's roll up again, one vertebrae at a time. So we feel that upper back opening. Reaching the arms up. Hands to our heart. Let's twist the upper body to the left and then to the right and back to the center. So now we're going to lift our right knee up. Open the knee out to the side and in 5 times. And one more. And then let's put the right foot down, left knee up. We'll do the same thing. Open and close 5 times. Last one. And then put the left foot down. Let's inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Now this time, left leg steps back to that lunge. Take a few breaths. So we're lengthening the chest forward and the heel away from us. Now we're going to step back, downward dog. And lift the left leg up, step it forward. And the right. Let's come halfway up this time, hands to shins. And then forward fold, just like cat-cow. We're coming all the way up. Hands to our heart. Let's lift our right knee up and hold the right foot for dancer. Left arm up. And we're going to release the leg for warrior 3. So it's coming back behind us. And then stepping the leg back for warrior 1 as we square the hips. Reaching up, 3 breaths. And then we're going to twist to the left and cross the right arm. Let's take the right hand down to the mat and reach the left arm up. And lengthen that arm up, another couple of breaths. And then we're going to step back to down dog. And lift our right leg up, and let's step it forward. And the other leg, and then halfway up, forward fold, and let's come all the way up. Hands to our heart. And we're gonna lift our left knee up so we can come into dancer on this side. Grab a hold of your foot and reach the right arm up. And let's come into warrior three, reaching the left leg back. And then reach it all the way back for warrior one and square the hips, arms up. Now let's twist to the right and then reach the left hand down to the mat, right arm up, and breathe. If it's too much on your shoulder, put the hand on your low back. And we're going to come back to downward dog. And take another breath, and then left leg lifts up, steps forward, and the right, halfway up, forward fold, and let's come all the way up. Hands to our heart, and 3 breaths in Tadasana. Rolling the shoulders down, feel your posture. So we're lifting up from the sternum. Now let's reach our arms up, clasp our hands so the palms are facing up to the ceiling. We're going to lean to the right. Feel that stretch. Let's lean to the left. And let's come back to the center and forward fold. Let's take 3 breaths here. Release the head. Now we're going to step back to down dog. And let's try a few planks to dog. So we're coming into plank, back to dog, and 2 more times. And hold plank. And let's come all the way down on our belly. And we're going to do 5 cobras. Now let's take our hands underneath the thighs and we're going to lengthen like we're, really elongating, pointing the toes, lifting everything up and then lowering down. Let's do a few more. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And 2 more. And we're going to release and press back to child's pose. Now we're going to sit up on our heels and let's twist to the right. And then over to the left. And to the center. And now we're going to lift our hips up if you can and feel the stretch through the quads. 3 breaths. And then let's sit back down, and we're going to come onto hands and knees. So we're going to lengthen our right leg back as you lengthen through the heels. So our toes and the foot is stretching. And then we're going to switch legs and do the same thing with the left leg, stretching the foot and the back of the leg. And then release. Let's come into thread the needle. So right arm reaches out and we're threading it underneath the left. Feel that deep breath. And one more breath. And let's come back to the center and take a breath. And then left arm reaches out. We're threading it underneath the right. And two more breaths. And let's come back to the center. And right away, we're going to come into puppy pose. So keeping the hips up and reaching the arms forward and taking 3 breaths. So we're really opening up the back here, opening up the lower lungs. Feel that deep breath. And now we're going to press ourselves back to child's pose. And downward dog. 3 breaths. And let's lift the right leg up. We're going to come into warrior 2. And let's use our block since we've got it. So we're going to put it on the medium setting on the inside of the right foot so we can use the block and maybe widen the leg a little bit more. We're going to do a little flow here. So we're going to take the fingertips down to the block, right fingertips, left arm up. Take a breath and then come into reverse. Left arm down, right arm up. And let's do that again. So fingertips come down, left arm up. Back to reverse. And then warrior 2 for 3 breaths. And we're going to straighten the right leg for triangle. So we've got to make our feet a little closer. Take the fingertips down to the block, left arm up, and press the feet down. So you feel like we're lengthening upwards. And one more breath. So we're lifting up with the left arm. Here we go. Ta-da! Let's do our forward fold. So just forget about the block for a second. We'll move it in a second. Hands to our hips. Inhale, looking up. And then forward fold. If you need the block, you can use it. And let's just release the head here and move the legs side to side, transverse lunges. And then a couple more breaths in the center. And before we come up, let's move the block over to the left a little bit. And we're going to come on up and reach the arms up. Another back bend and stretch. And now let's turn our left foot to the left and adjust the block. Warrior two. And again, we're going to do that little flow. Here we go. We're going to lengthen to the left. The fingertips come down to the block. We're like a windmill. Right arm up. And then into reverse. Right arm down and left arm up. Over to the left again. Fingertips down to the block. Right arm up. And then back to reverse, right arm down and left arm up. And warrior two, 3 breaths. And we're going to straighten the left leg and come into Trikonasana, triangle. So we've got to bring that right leg a little closer, reach the arms out, left fingertips down in the block, right arm up. Feel that opening across your chest. So we're not sagging into the left side, we're lifting up out of this pose. And one more breath. We're lifting up. Now we're going to reach the arms up over our head and then clasp our hands behind us, and let's come into our forward fold. Inhale up and exhale forward fold. And take a few more breaths. And then we're going to come all the way back up. And let's reach the arms up again, another back bend. We're going to take our right arm down to the right and lean over to the right. Left arm comes over there. And let's switch sides. Bring the left arm down. And let's come back up and make our way into our goddess pose. So we're turning our feet out and we're opening and closing the elbows. And let's hold for 3 more breaths. And then we're going to inhale up. And let's come back to our downward dog. You can move your block out of the way. And just lengthen here. 3 breaths. We're going to come into our up dog and take a couple of breaths. Bring the legs down, flatten the feet out. Look up. And let's come back to child's pose. And take 3 more breaths here. And let's sit up on our heels again. And use your block. If your thighs are a little tight, you can sit on a couple of blocks or 1 block. And let's feel the chest lifting up. Remember that cat-cow movement? So we're going to put our hands down and lift the hips again. And take a few more breaths. Really good. So let's roll over to our right hip. And we're going to twist to the right and breathe. And then we're going to switch and roll to the left hip. And let's twist to the left, lengthening our spine. And now we're going to bring the legs out in front of us. So we're going to stretch them out. Sit up nice and tall. twist to the right, and let's start to slide the left arm down the right leg. Hold the foot if you can, and press the right hip down. And last breath. We're going to come on up and twist to the left. So we're staying nice and tall. Let's start to slide the right arm down, right hand down the left leg, and lengthen. We're pressing our left hip down. And last deep breath. We're coming to the center and just walking ourselves forward, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Legs are nice and active, and let's take a few breaths here. And if you want to, you can use your block underneath your forehead. And 2 more breaths. And we're going to sit up. And let's bend the right leg in, just like tree, Janushirsasan. Feel the evenness in the hips. Twist to the right. Breathe. And then we're going to take the left arm down to the inside of the right, inside of the left leg, and keep the right hip down. So it's up to you how far you want to go with the stretch. Right arm comes over your head. So it's a variation on the pose. And 2 more breaths. And then let's slowly come on up. And we're going to lengthen forward toward the left leg. And take 3 breaths. And let's come back up and straighten our right leg and take a breath. Just feel the difference. And let's bend the left leg in. We're going to do the same variation. So we're going to start by twisting to the left, extending through the right heel. Breathing. And we're going to take our right arm down to the inside of the right leg and reach the left arm over and breathe. So we're going into deeper layers of the fascia. And a couple more breaths. And then we're going to gently come back up. Turn toward the right leg and forward fold. And let's take 3 more breaths. And we're going to slowly come on up, and let's straighten out our left leg. So we've got all this squeezing and releasing, which helps the lymphatic system. So just feel for a couple of breaths. Notice the difference. And we're going to come into a squat here. So we're going to bend our legs. And easy does it. You can make this however is comfortable for you. But most of the world squats like this, so they must know something. That's for sure. Let's take 3 more breaths. And we're going to lift up in a forward fold. Wherever you're comfortable, release the head. And let's come all the way up to standing and reach the arms up, feeling that length. Hands to our heart. And just take another couple of breaths to feel. And let's come back down in our squat. So we're getting a lot more circulation into our hips this way, more blood flow. And another deep breath. Really stretch the arms forward. And let's roll down now, and we're going to come and bring our knees to our chest. And hug the legs into the chest and breathe. You can close your eyes, make circles, or just hold and breathe. Feel the difference from when we started and now. And we're going to put our feet down on the mat, and let's do some windshield wiper legs. So we're going to take our knees over to the right as we look over to the left. And then switch. Knees come over to the left as we look to the right, and breathe. Let's try it again. Knees over to the right, head rolls to the left. And then last time, knees to the left, head rolls to the right. And let's come to the center. And we're gonna roll up, have your block close by. We're gonna roll up, first of all, in Setu Bandha and take 3 breaths. As we press the feet down. Now let's slide the block underneath us and put our back on there. And we're gonna lift the legs up for Viparita Karani. And feel your breath as your legs drain. Allow your legs to bend a little bit or wherever they're comfortable. And let's take a couple more slow inhales and slow exhales. Feel that your body is accepting this beautiful energy as you softly inhale and exhale. We're wishing ourselves good health and harmony. Peace to our homes and our families and communities. And peace to our brothers and sisters everywhere. And if you want to stay in this pose while the rest of us close, feel free to do that. Otherwise, we're going to bend our legs and put our feet back down on the mat. And let's lift our hips up and move the block and roll over to the side. And we're going to press ourselves up to a seated position and bring our hands to our heart to seal in our practice today together. Let's take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. Thank you, ladies, for coming today. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, Marianne. Really great class.
Good. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Judy.